Only Mazda could have made a compact SUV like the 2023 CX-50. It's a new take on a familiar Mazda formula, offering buyers something slightly different when the CX-5 doesn't hit them quite right. What makes us so uniquely qualified to review the 2.5S model is the extensive time we've spent with our 1-year 110-50 turbo test SUV. We set out to discover whether we'd have buyer's remorse after saying no to the turbocharged CX-50, or whether the roughly $5,000 in savings would validate our choice within the new Mazda SUVs lineup. No turbo, no problem. Depends on your perspective. Like other Mazda SUVs, the 2023 Mazda CX-50 begins with a 2.5-litre naturally aspirated i4 engine. Here, it makes 187 horsepower and 186 pounds-to-foot of torque. What you miss by skipping the turbo is that variant's 227 horsepower and 310 pounds-to-foot of torque, or 256 horsepower and 320 pounds-to-foot with 93-octane fuel. Both models come standard with all-wheel drive and a 6-speed automatic. And in both cases, the transmission provides comfortable shifts in everyday driving but responds slowly during at the limit acceleration. The 0 to 60 sprint takes 8.5 seconds with the standard engine 2023 CX-50, performance that's either A or not quick enough depending on your comparative set. The CX-50 Turbo hits 60 a full 1.5 seconds quicker, and based on our time with that model, we wouldn't mind if even that variant was quicker. Nevertheless, you'll feel the CX-50 Turbo's 1.5-second difference whether you're driving up an on-ramp or attempting to pass on a 2-lane road. By no means is the CX-50 2.5S slow. We're guessing it'll feel just fine if you're stepping out of a 5-10-year-old car, but it's also not on the quicker side of its segment. Slightly quicker base engine compact SUVs include the Toyota RAV4, Subaru Forester, and Mazda CX-5. AWD mainstream trims of each SUV hit 60 in 8.3 seconds in our testing. Neither the Toyota nor the Subaru is nearly as fun to drive as the Mazdas, though. The moderate acceleration isn't a big deal, but it's noticeable if you're a driver who explores the bottom half of the accelerator pedal's travel. Many others might appreciate better fuel economy than the 2023 Mazda CX-50 2.5S can deliver. The AWD SUV comes in at an EPA-rated 24/30 of a mile per gallon city/highway, which is mid-pack in its segment. The 2022 Toyota RAV4 AWD is good for 25 to 27, 33 to 34, while the 2023 Subaru Forester gets 26-33 in most trims or 25-28 for the off-road focused wilderness model. Perhaps the bigger issue is that staying with the CX-50 2.5S instead of the CX-50 Turbo means an improvement of only a single mpg in the city and on the highway. Focus on the experience, not the numbers. Some cars prove themselves better in real life than when simply comparing numbers on a spec chart. The 2023 Mazda CX-50 2.5S is one of them. Performance on our Figure 8 course, which measures acceleration, braking, handling, and the transitions in between, is unexceptional, but we found the Mazda offers tremendous brake feel and modulation, like a sports car. It's quite well balanced on the skid pad, with minimal understeer, and most of the time it holds the correct gear in sport mode. The SUV entertains on the road, too, though the suspension can come across as harsh, and a number of editors found the steering too heavy. Our CX-50 2.5 Turbo long-term test SUV steers and rides about the same. This is the compact SUV as only Mazda does it. Our non-turbo test vehicle rode on 20-inch wheels wrapped in 245/45 20-inch all-season tires. We're curious whether ride quality improves on trims below the 2.5S with Premium Plus. Those models have less aggressive 225/65 17-inch rubber with larger, impact-absorbing sidewalls. Then again, the more performance-oriented tires here likely helped the CX-50 deliver an excellent 118-foot panic braking distance from 60 to 0 miles per hour. The RAV4, 120 feet, and Forester, 117 feet, are in the same league, but others in the segment, like the Ford Escape and Volkswagen Tiguan, aren't. See the bigger picture or get another SUV. The 2023 Mazda CX-50 2.5S does its best to balance emotional and practical needs, but by now you probably know what side this Mazda leans toward. In terms of just being a workaday SUV, the CX-50 doesn't do the job any better than the Honda CR-V or the Kia Sportage. Granted, it has a little more panache and a little more style, but the CX-50 lacks the cargo space, comfy ride, and fuel economy to compete directly with the CR-V, RAV4, and Forester. Instead, it goes low. As in, the Mazda is noticeably sleeker and physically lower in height than those three competitors. The CX-50's interior has a few premium touches to also make you feel good about your choice, especially in the Premium Plus trim. It's not enough that you'll confuse it for a luxury vehicle inside, but it's enough to occasionally induce pride of ownership. At the CX-50 2.5S Premium Plus nearly $40,000 as tested price, you get most of the best features without having to go turbo. The Bose 12-speaker sound system, heated and ventilated front seats, panoramic dual-panel moonroof, 10.3-inch infotainment screen, and choice of black seats with tan contrasting inserts, or vice versa, are all part of the trim's offerings. Not spending more on the top-of-the-line turbo model means you don't get a 360-degree camera system and traffic jam assist, two features we liked on our one-year 110-50 turbo test SUV. That loaded model also gets rear cross-traffic braking, as compared to the rear cross-traffic alert on other CX-50s. All are good to have but not necessarily worth thousands of dollars to get as we approach true luxury SUV prices. So in the end, Mazda makes the CX-50 decision easier. The standard 2.5S models totally lack the 2.5 turbo model's satisfying added oomph, no surprise there. True, the regular 2.5S lacks a sizable fuel economy advantage, but the standard engine model is otherwise worth your time. Although our 2.5S Premium Plus test SUV doesn't come cheap, it retains just enough of the trademark Mazda design and feel to make it worth considering. So unless you spend most of your time dipping deep into the accelerator pedal, accepting less speed is worth it to save some money.